Hello, my wonderful listener. How are you all doing today? Welcome back to another episode of Spiritual Bookshelf. I'm your host, Philip. I'm so thrilled to have you tuning in today because we are diving into a topic that affects every single one of us, learning. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever had one of those panic nights? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Maybe you have a messy exam tomorrow morning, or perhaps you have to deliver a high-stake presentation at work. You sit down, you got your coffee, and you start cramming. You are pushing information into your brain like you are trying to pack a 50-kilogram suitcase into a tiny overhead bin. You are sweating, your heart is racing, and you feel incredibly focused. You think, wow, I'm really in the zone. But then you flip the page and suddenly your mind goes completely blank. You look at the page you just read and it feels like looking at a foreign language. You think to yourself, sigh, I guess I just wasn't born with a photographic memory. My brain must be broken. But what if I told you that your brain isn't broken? What if I told you it's not about how hard you work or how high your IQ is? The truth is much simpler, yet much more profound. You are struggling simply because you are fighting against your own brain. Think of it this way. Imagine a massive train bearing down the track at full speed. Now imagine you are standing right in the middle of those tracks, trying to stop that train with your bare hand. No matter how much strength you have, no matter how much you gritting your teeth, you are going to get crushed. But if you learn how to hop into the conductor's seat, understand the track, and maybe even upgrade that old steam engine into a high-speed bullet train, well, then learning isn't a painful chore anymore. It becomes a smooth, elegant, and even enjoyable journey. Today, we are going to talk about a book that is going to teach you exactly how to do that. We are moving from blocking the train to driving the high-speed train. Welcome back. Today's featured books, Amazing Memory Techniques, only top medical students know. In Japanese, it's even more descriptive. It's about how to make your brain sharper and your thinking clearer the moment you wake up. The author is the renowned Japanese neuroscientist, Dr. Shigeki Tsukiyama. Dr. Tsukiyama has spent his career studying the human brain, and he has a very encouraging message for all of us. He believes that the natural hardware of our brain, our innate talent, isn't actually that different from person to person. So, what makes the difference between a genius and someone who struggles to remember where they put their key? It's all about how you use the brain. According to the doctor, The secret to success isn't just about working hard, it's about hitting the golden window of brain activity. At 64 years old, Dr. Tsukiyama has combined his medical expertise with years of clinical experience to create a learning blueprint that works for everyone. He promised that if we stop fighting our biology and start cooperating with our brain's natural rhythm, our memory efficiency won't just improve, it will jump from that slow, clunky freight train to a 10 times faster high-speed rail. Alright, let's get right into the meat of it. I want everyone to take a second and visualize yourself taking notes. Picture it in your mind. What does it look like? Are you the person who listens to a teacher or a boss and scribble down every single word they say? The teacher say furthermore, so I must write furthermore. If that's you, Dr. Tsukiyama might walk over, look at your notes, and sadly shake his head. He'll probably say, "My friend, you aren't learning, you are just practicing your handwriting." Ouch, right? That hit close to home for many of us. The book presents a very powerful, somewhat shocking perspective. If you are just memorizing by rote, meaning you are just swallowing facts whole without choosing them, it doesn't matter if you pass the test, even if you scrape by and get a passing grade, that information will be useless to you in the real world. Why? Because you don't own it. Think about your career. In the workplace, nobody cares if you can recite a textbook. They care if you can solve a problem. If you have only memorized the solution but don't understand the why behind it, the moment the situation changes even slightly, you will be lost. So, how do we fix this? The subtitle of today's episode gives us the answer. Write notes that you can actually understand and explain. Dr. Tsukiyama suggests that instead of being a human tape recorder, we should be translator. When you hear a piece of information, don't just pass it from your ears to your pen. Let it stop in your brain for a coffee break. Ask yourself, what would I explain this to a friend? What does this actually mean in my own words? When you rewrite a concept in your own language, you are essentially taking that information in your brain. You are creating a shortcut that your brain can actually find later. It's the difference between throwing a shirt into a giant pile of laundry and hanging it up neatly in a closet. One takes a little more effort up front, but the other saves your hours of frustration later. Imagine the freedom of not having to relearn everything every time. You need it. Imagine being able to recall a concept not because you spent all night staring at the highlight cover page, but because you truly understand the logic behind it. That is the power of working with your brain. Today, I want to leave you with one small challenge. The next time you are in a meeting or reading a book, don't write down what the speaker said. Write down what you heard. Translate it. Make it yours. Stop fighting the train and start building your tracks. Thank you so much for listening to Spiritual Bookshelf. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend who might be struggling with their handwriting practice instead of learning. I'm Philip, and I'll see you in the next episode.